Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to provide you the most comprehensive and up-to-date information regarding the reopening of Philippines for international tourism. And this means that foreign tourists are now allowed entry in the Philippines. Please take note that the visa on arrival is now being fully implemented. However, there are two important dates to remember: February 1st and February 10. I'm also going to provide you the standard health protocols for all arriving passengers, whether Filipinos or non-Filipinos. I will also provide you the most up-to-date proof of vaccination required for all foreign nationals and the visa-free privileges under the Executive Order number 408 as outlined by the Interagency Task Force in the Philippines. The Philippine government has announced that the Philippines is now open for international tourism for all Filipinos and fully vaccinated foreign nationals. This is based on the Interagency Resolution number 159 issued on January 27. Also, the classification of countries as green, yellow, and red shall be temporarily suspended. So that means all arriving passengers, regardless of the country of origin. No more classification as green, yellow, and red list. Also, in addition, effective February 1st, there is now a new entry, testing, and quarantine protocols for international arriving Filipinos, and foreign nationals shall be allowed entry regardless of the country of origin. But here are the new protocols. Good news for fully vaccinated international arriving passengers. They will now be required to present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to departure from the country of origin. Also, great news, no longer required to observe mandatory facility-based quarantine, but shall only monitor for any sign or symptom for 7 days. For unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or vaccination cannot be validated. It's the same requirement. You will need a 48-hour negative test prior to departure from country of origin. Also, there is a facility-based quarantine until the release of the negative test taken on the 5th day. So you must have a pre-booked hotel for 6 days. You will still have testing on the 5th day. In addition, home quarantine until the 14th day, with the date of arrival being the 1st day. So there's still testing on arrival and home quarantine. There is now guidance for home quarantine for unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or those vaccination cannot be validated. There will be a local government involved, such as a barangay, depending on your final destination. The local government units of destination and their respective barangay health emergency response teams are tasked to monitor those arriving passengers. For children below 12 years of age who cannot be vaccinated, they will follow the quarantine protocols of the parent or the guardian traveling with them. Also, in addition, those who are currently undergoing quarantine as of February 1st may avail of the new testing and quarantine protocols. If you're traveling soon or going to be affected by the new protocols, please share in the comment section below and let us know your experience as an arriving passenger to the Philippines. Let's move on to the second part of this video. Those foreign nationals arriving on February 10 or onwards, there is now a new protocol. Effective February 10, fully vaccinated nationals of non-visa required countries under Executive Order number 408 as amended shall be allowed to enter the Philippines, subject to the following conditions: holders of passports valid for at least 6 months at the time of arrival. In addition, you must have a return or onward or outbound ticket to their country of origin or next country of destination. In addition, you must have the following proof of vaccination against COVID-19. Here is the most up-to-date information regarding the proof of vaccination for all arriving passengers. Who is considered fully vaccinated? You will be considered fully vaccinated more than or equal to 2 weeks after having received the second dose in a 2-dose series, or more than or equal to 2 weeks after having received a single-dose vaccine. Booster shot is not required and there is no rule for mixed vaccine. Now here are the vaccines allowed. Emergency Use Authorization List or Compassionate Special Permit issued by the Philippine FDA, or Emergency Use Listing of the World Health Organization. Here are the approved vaccines for use in Philippines. Novavax formulation, Pfizer, also Moderna. Other vaccines are Sputnik, Janssen or Johnson & Johnson, Oxford AstraZeneca, Covaxin, and Sinopharm, and also the Sinovac vaccine from China is also acceptable. Here are the exceptions to proof of full vaccination for foreign nationals. First, children below 18 years of age. Second, those who are medically unable to receive the vaccine as certified by a competent public health authority in the country or port of origin. And third, foreign diplomats and their qualified dependents, such as 9E visa holders. Let's talk about the proof of vaccination for foreign nationals. You can present either one of the following: World Health Organization ICV, or a VaxCert-PH, or a National Digital Certificate of the foreign government which has accepted VaxCert under a reciprocity agreement. Here are the new standard health protocols for all arriving passengers. If you are a Filipino or a Philippine passport holder or a dual citizen, you have two options. Either you can present a negative RT-PCR test prior to departure from country of origin, or you can also present proof of a recovery from COVID. However, for non-Filipinos or foreign nationals, your option is to present a 48-hour negative test. There is an important announcement from the Interagency Task Force, and this is regarding the proof of recovery from COVID is now accepted in lieu of 48-hour negative test. However, this requirement is only applicable to Filipinos. So if you are a former Filipino citizen or a foreign national, you cannot present proof of recovery. International arriving Filipino passengers who have recently recovered from COVID but still test positive in the required pre-departure RT-PCR test may be allowed entry. These are the requirements. First, the positive RT-PCR test must be taken within 48 hours prior to departure, and you must have a medical certificate issued by a licensed physician. Must have the completed mandatory isolation, no longer infectious, and has been allowed free movement or travel. And in addition, a positive RT-PCR test taken not earlier than 10 days but not later than 30 days prior to date or time of departure from country or port of origin. This is actually a more restrictive requirement because COVID can stay with you up to 90 days. However, the time period is only not earlier than 10 days, but not later than 30 days before your departure. Regarding negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin, so how to count this? For example, flight is February 2nd, 3:48 p.m. Count back 48 hours from 3:48 p.m. And then take your RT-PCR test within 48 hours. This is just an example. 3:48 Las Vegas, February 2nd, you are departing. So this is regardless of straight flight or connecting flights. And then you arrive San Francisco, 5:25. You have a 4 hours of layover. 9:30 p.m. leave San Francisco and you have a 15-hour flight from San Francisco to Manila on February 4. Another requirement is the registration to One Health Pass within 3 days of arrival in the Philippines. Click on the One icon and then there's a word register. Click on the One icon and then it will direct you to the healthcare platform. In addition, for those required to quarantine in a hotel facility, must have confirmed hotel booking. Go to One Health Pass and find the quarantine facility list. For those with connecting flights, pre-book your hotel at the first point of entry and not on final destination. In addition, please register through the Traze Mobile Application. For those asking regarding the use of face shield and a face mask, face shield is optional in alert levels 1, 2, or 3. Here are the complete rules regarding the use of face shield. Please refer to this guidance. Also, the rules can change anytime, but face mask is still required. Here are the immigration entry requirements to the Philippines. Philippine passport holders are allowed to travel whether you are traveling alone or with foreign spouse or child. However, there are Filipinos whose passport has been lost, damaged, or expired. There is actually a relief or a remedy, so Filipinos without Philippine passport can travel to the Philippines by obtaining a travel document from Philippine Consulate abroad for emergency use. Please remember that this travel document is only allowed for applicants who cannot be issued a Philippine passport and have an emergency travel to the Philippines, such as due to medical or legal reasons or death in the family. This is only a one-time use travel document and it's only good for 30 days from its issuance. So this is only a one-way ticket to the Philippines, and if you needed a Philippine passport, you must apply once you arrive in the Philippines. Another set of passengers are dual citizens. Dual citizens are Filipinos who have acquired a foreign citizenship and at the same time reacquired Filipino citizenship. You actually have two options. If you don't have your Philippine passport, you can present your dual citizenship documents. Another type of passengers are former Filipinos. These are Filipinos who have been naturalized in a foreign country. That means that your Filipino citizenship is renounced upon foreign naturalization. In addition, former Filipinos in possession of Philippine passport becomes void because you are no longer a Filipino. Another important information to remember is that former Filipinos can still travel to the Philippines through the Balikbayan visa. If you are a former Filipino and you still have a valid Philippine passport, does that make you a dual citizen? The answer is no. Former Filipinos who are in possession of an expired or valid Philippine passport after becoming a foreign citizen does not make you a dual citizen. Please remember this. There is actually a special privilege granted to former Filipinos. Former Filipinos can travel to the Philippines through the Balikbayan visa program, and you can avail this visa upon arrival in the Philippines. In addition, Balikbayan visa is free and you must proceed to Filipino lane upon arrival at the immigration. You need to ask immigration that you will be availing of Balikbayan visa. Also, in addition, you will be granted Balikbayan visa, which is valid for 1 year upon arrival in the Philippines. Now, former Filipinos can travel alone or with family members such as a spouse or children. Now, if a former Filipino will be traveling together with foreign spouse or foreign children, both spouse or children can avail of Balikbayan visa and stay in Philippines visa-free for 1 year. The foreign spouse or foreign children traveling together with former Filipino must have a return or onward ticket. Also, foreign spouse or children must have a valid passport for at least 6 months and beyond. Now, here are the immigration entry requirements for former Filipinos. Your foreign passport plus your Philippine passport, old or valid, or your foreign passport and authentic birth certificate. For former Filipinos or Filipinos traveling with their foreign spouse, the foreign spouse must present their foreign passport plus authentic marriage certificate. If traveling with a foreign child, foreign passport plus authentic birth certificate. For adopted child, foreign passport plus adoption certificate. Visa-free privileges for foreign nationals married to Filipino or former Filipino traveling together under EO 408. Also, you must present an authentic marriage certificate. Also, report of marriage is not required to enter in the Philippines. In addition, proceed to Filipino lane at immigration and tell immigration you will be availing of the Balikbayan visa. Now, let me provide you the immigration entry requirements for traveling couples. First, you must present authentic marriage certificate. Second, passport must be valid for 6 months and beyond for non-Filipinos. And third, return or onward ticket is not required for Filipinos or former Filipinos, but check with the airline for requirements. Those who are admitted as Balikbayans are given an initial stay of 1 year. They may extend their stay for another 1, 2, or 6 months, provided that they present their valid passport and filled out the visa extension form and submitted to the visa extension section in the Bureau of Immigration main office or any Bureau of Immigration offices nationwide. So one additional requirement will be asked for Balikbayans who have stayed in the Philippines after 36 months or 3 years. Effective December 24 of 2021, a Filipino and foreign spouse, which means a native foreign spouse with same-sex marriage, shall be temporarily admitted. Now, let me provide you the law or the rules for gay or lesbian couples married abroad, and one of them is either a Filipino or former Filipino. Under the Family Code of the Philippines, Article 26, all marriages solemnized outside the Philippines in accordance with the laws in force in the country where they were solemnized and valid there as such shall also be valid in the country or in the Philippines except those prohibited under Articles 35 or 36, 37, and 38. Here are the immigration entry requirements. Filipinos and former Filipinos do not need a return or onward ticket. Foreign spouse or foreign children must have a passport valid for 6 months and beyond. A return ticket is also required. Here are the countries included in the visa-free privileges as outlined in the Executive Order number 408. Take note that the Philippine government sets the rules regarding the requirements on pre-booking a hotel for quarantine purposes. Now, in compliance with Philippine regulations, only one person is allowed per room except for the following: families from the same household traveling together, especially those with minors. Also, those health and emergency frontline services personnel are also exempted from this rule. Another set of passengers are those guests requiring a companion, such as minor children or children below 18 years of age, or persons needing assistance, such as senior citizens, those who have disabilities, and those who have medical illnesses or conditions. Now, if you think you are qualified in any of these exemptions, you will be asked to sign a waiver when you quarantine in a hotel. Now, there are also other requirements when pre-booking a hotel, and this is the most important. First, the hotel must be accredited or must be in the list of hotels allowed by the Department of Tourism or by the Bureau of Quarantine, and these are the only acceptable hotels. Now, where to find the most up-to-date accredited hotels in the Philippines? You needed to go to onehealthpass.com.ph and click on quarantine. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, and if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, and I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.